Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. Woo, we got lots of updates this week. Okay, so this is one thing it's really cool. Well, hold on a second. Let me fix this light. This light's too bright. It's like in my face, too bright. Okay, that's better. Okay, so one thing that's kind of interesting as my channel gets bigger is what I saw happening with other channels when my channel was smaller, I'm seeing happen to mine. And it's kind of interesting because the story about Ulta Beauty and their new lawsuit the lawsuit is about discrimination and hold on a minute. Sorry, my brain is like I'm so just I just I'm There's so much I want to tell you. Okay. So there's like 90 million things going on in my head, and they're all fighting to come out of my mouth at the same time. Okay. So let me just start at the beginning. So Ulta Beauty has a new lawsuit. And I just talked about it in last week's episode of What's Up in Makeup. And essentially, there is a woman named Nasim who worked as a manager for Ulta Beauty. She's from Iran. She said that she was treated horribly. She was made to wear a name tag that said, "I speak English," even though she spoke fluent English. Not only was she made to wear this name tag, the other managers took a picture of her and then shared it to their private group chat. And this is according to the lawsuit. This is what it says in the lawsuit. And it's just one side presented so far. They shared it to their private group chat, and there's a screenshot of them laughing at her. She said that they mocked her accent, that she was, when she asked for time off, the white managers were given time off and she was not given time off. A bunch of other things. Watch last week's episode of What's Up Makeup for the full detailed story, or I also have a short version on both Instagram and on TikTok. Speaking of that, so I put it up on Instagram and TikTok, and the manager, whose name was Beth, reached out to me on which platform is this? This is on, I don't even know what platform I'm on. This is Instagram, I believe. Yeah, I think. Is that Instagram or is that TikTok? Nope, that's TikTok. On TikTok, she reached out to me. I'm new to short form, okay? And I only have 9,331 followers over there. I'm getting closer to my 10,000 goal so that I can get my monetization. But she reached out to me, and I want to share with you what she shared with me, the manager that was accused of mocking her accent, of changing her time card so that she looked like she was a minute late so that she could get a disciplinary point that would move her closer to being fired. All of this is alleged by Nasim's lawyer and Nasim. So Beth reached out to me, and I will let you know what she said. I'm not going to play the voice notes because that makes me feel weird. But I don't know. You have to tell me if I can I guess I can just like record the audio. I do have a screenshot of it, but I want to make sure I have that record of it. But I want to read you some of the things that she said that she wanted out there, that she wanted to be. I just feel weird about playing the exact audio. But it's interesting. I also have an update in the actual lawsuit. A new filing was filed. It's not a big one, but it's interesting and adds to the story. I also have a few other stories I want to share with you that, of course, I did not get loaded. I am such a mess today. I'm so sorry. Bunch of other updates on different things that are not like super like mind-blowing. It looks like there's more Ulta stuff, and Nudestix was sold. So those are other things that I want to talk to you about today. But before I do, I want to say hello very quickly to people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. If you are not here live, you can also participate in the chat below. All right, here we go. Teresa, hello. Teresa had a birthday this past week. Happy birthday, Teresa. So good to see you. And Flory, Steph, and Audra, thank you for being our moderator team and for being amazing. I appreciate you. Chloe, member for 17 months. Thank you, Chloe. My trip to Creators and Friends was amazing. People are amazing. We had so much fun. It was everything I would ever want out of a trip with other creators, and it blows me away. Like, how thankful I am to be able to go to events like to Creators and Friends, because there are so many creators that don't get that opportunity to do those kinds of things. There aren't really events anymore where we can network and bond and talk to each other and get to know each other. I sat down with Kelly Gooch for about an hour and we just talked shop. Kelly and I create similar content, so we really bounced ideas off of each other. She helped me, I helped her. Oh, Steph's birthday. I missed Steph's birthday. Happy birthday, Steph. Steph's birthday was a few days ago. Teresa just told me. How did I miss it? I'm so sorry, Steph. And I have a story to tell you, Steph. I have to touch base with you about something else. Anyway, distracted. Yeah, Kelly and I sat down for like an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, and just talking about our different platforms, how our channels are similar and different, and how we can support each other. And, you know, she asked me for advice. I asked her for advice. We both like, I felt like I really gained a lot from talking to Kelly. She's amazing. She's fantastic. And one thing that bothers me sometimes about our space is people try to pit people against each other. And I talked to Kelly about this, is that in my comments, sometimes people try to pit me against Kelly. And that is not something that we're about. We very much respect her. Same thing with Robert Welsh. It's not going to happen. Like, you will not get us to go against each other. We very much respect each other. So was really cool to have that conversation, because we've talked before, but we've never talked for that long. And that was really cool. Lots of other really great conversations with really great people. And yeah, I'm just so thankful to have been able to go. So thank you for asking, Chloe. It was amazing. Daniel, good morning to you. Tracy, good morning. Happy Sunday. Flory, hello, Flory. Tish, good morning to you. Good to see you. Sororjan, good morning. Ready for a lighthearted discussion today. It has been a week, yes, and I'm going to try so hard to keep this as light and fluffy as possible. Of course, the story about Nassim is only so light and fluffy. It's a very serious story, but it's a different topic of serious, I think, than the other things going on, which we're not going to get into. Y'all know where I stand on stuff, so... yes. We're going to try to keep it nice and light. Anna, well, as light as we can. Anna, hi everyone. Happy Sunday. I guess a very happy Jen coming back from Creators and Friends. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But my brain is not functioning on all cylinders per usual. Good morning, Dolphins girls. So good to see you, and Anna and Jamie and Ginger and Anna and Scottsdale and everybody else that I did not say good morning to you. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. So what's interesting is that even though when I started the week, I had like 7,000 followers on TikTok. Now I have 9,000. I got 245,000 views on the Ulta story over on TikTok. It got a pretty wide reach, especially considering my size over there. And Beth reached out to me. So I want to read to you the notes that I took from her voice note. Basically, someone shared the post. Oh, I'm not focused. There I am. Okay. So she says that someone shared the post with her. And to me, it sounded like she wasn't aware of the lawsuit before that. Remember, Beth was the general manager. I don't know what they call it, Ulta, but like the main manager that is mostly accused in this lawsuit of all of the things. Other managers are mentioned, but the big one is Beth. So this is who reached out. It sounded like she wasn't aware of the lawsuit before that Ulta hadn't reached out. At least that's what it sounded like from her tone and the words she was choosing, but I don't know that for sure. She said Nassim was a loved employee and one that she fought hard for to be an employee of hers. She said that she felt it was hard to understand and take that this was happening, and that Nassim was a wonderful employee. She said that she hates when something on social media blows up and that the full story isn't told and that there are other sides of the story. And one thing I said back to her was that Ulta hasn't submitted their rebuttal yet, so we don't know officially what the other side is. She says that Ulta has rules and policies and that they have to abide by and enforce those policies. And sometimes employees can take that in a different manner. So I'm not quite sure what that means. I didn't ask her to clarify. I'm trying to tread on those legal things lightly. So she just said that Ulta has rules and policies that they have to abide by and enforce. So I don't know if that means the lateness and the absences that she's saying that Nassim actually was late and absent, and she was just enforcing those rules. But that'll all come out in court, I'm sure, if it goes that far. She said people like to get involved in messy and not talk about the good side of things. It sounds like she's saying she was completely blindsided by this, that she didn't realize that this was happening, that Nassim was very loved, that she was, that she thought everything was fine. Nassim was respected and that they loved her. She also said that she is one thing she loved past tense about working at Ulta is that it's a very diverse company, and Nassim wasn't the only person from Iran and not the only nationality that was there. And that was kind of red flag for me a little bit. Not the only nationality that was there. Well, there would be lots of calling her a nationality. I was like, just because we all have nationality, I was born in the United States, so that's my nationality. I think I'm pretty sure she meant from outside of the United States. There's another piece I'm going to share with you too that was really interesting, a different, unrelated. Actually, it is related. I'll share the other one with you that I forgot. I wasn't thinking about. A congressperson from Plano, Texas, contacted me as well. Okay, so let's finish up with Beth. Not the only nationality that was there, and that Beth respected the diversity of the staff. She also added in that she respects what I'm doing, but wishes that the other side was being told. And I can tell you what I messaged her back and what I said. Let me see where to go. So I'll read to you what I wrote. I said, thank you for sharing your thoughts and feelings. I will absolutely keep my eye out for Ulta's rebuttal. Hopefully they will submit it soon. I imagine they will reach out to you and the team. It is so important to share the full story and everyone's perspective. So as soon as it's available, I'll put out another video, which I absolutely will, because I feel like we do need to have the full story, and then everybody can decide what they think about it. So speaking of that, the Ulta update is that there is a new filing. It is an unopposed motion for extension of time to file responsive pleading for motion by Ulta. So Ulta, I think, is asking for more time for discovery, is what it seems like, which makes a lot of sense, that they need to figure out what's going on. They need to figure out what's happening. So, and that happens in all the law. I don't remember a single lawsuit I've ever looked at that somebody didn't file some kind of motion for an extension of time. So that was filed on September 12th. So 2 days ago. And I will keep you posted on what happens with that. So the other thing that was interesting that happened, and this happened on Instagram. Hopefully I can find it quickly. I think this one was on Instagram. I believe it was. This was wild. This is what is going on? Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. So this is a person who says, thank you for your videos. I wanted to reach out to ask you to correct a fact in your recent Ulta video about Plano, Texas. I'm a resident here. Our city is not predominantly white. Over half of our population is Asian and other demographics. Further, 1 in 4 residents were not born in the United States. Our community is diverse. I won't state there isn't racism, because there is, and I've witnessed it, but many of us are trying to combat it. And I was curious. Sometimes I check these things and respond, and sometimes I ignore them. Most of the time I ignore them. But I said, where did you get this data? And then she asked me for my email address to send me the links, that it comes directly from Demographic Studies in the Census. I did not want to communicate through email. I just wanted to communicate through Instagram DM. So I said, feel free to link it here. And I added no worries to try to make it, I don't know. I was trying to be like, don't worry about it. You don't have to email me. You don't have to email me. It's okay. You can just send it here. But she did not do that. She hunted down my email address and emailed me. So I will show you. Oh, wait, that's not it. Okay. There it is. Okay. So she's a resident, an attorney, a community volunteer, and now a city council person. And she's passionate about the town. So she sent me the data that I used in order to make the story. Okay. Our residents are 48% white, with the majority, 52%, being Asian, Hispanic, African American, Black slash other, African American slash Black or other ethnicities. My friend, and I said this back to her. You can't say that all those are the same. You can't lump all of those and say it's not mostly white because all the others they're not one group, friend. They're not one group. There are no numbers bigger than 48. Therefore, white is the biggest. Like, what is happening? Oh, am I saying it wrong? Sorry. Plano. You're right. I was calling it Plano, and then Audra told me it was Plano, and then I keep forgetting. So thank you. So that's where I kind of lost it. I was like, do we not know what mostly means? Like I'm not trying to be mean, okay? I'm not trying to be mean, but I felt like that just spoke to the time that we're in, that it's white and then everyone else. And if everyone else all together in one group is bigger than white, then that means it's not mostly white. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So here's the image. I'll blow it up and show you. So hopefully you can see. This is what she sent me. 48% white, 23% Asian, 16% Hispanic, African American or Black 9%, and others 4%. So I responded. I won't read you the whole thing. But basically, she's saying if you had stated that Collin County is predominantly white, that would be accurate because 57% of the county is white. But again, Plano. Damn it, I always want to keep saying the wrong one. That town. Where did it go? I need to keep anyway. I forget it was. Plano. I think it was Plano. I'm going to keep it on the screen. Plano. Sorry. Plano. But again, for Plano, it is a misstatement which can lead others to view our community as something it's not. Every day when I go out and I see the diversity in my community, I also see the hate toward the Jewish population, the Iranians, the Muslims, and anyone who isn't white. It is unacceptable. Racism and hate are not welcome in Plano, at least and not in my group of friends, colleagues, and peers. And then she says specifically, I'm not speaking on behalf of my city or in any capacity as a city council person. I'm speaking as a resident who does not tolerate racism or misleading statements and whose motto is be kind. So I responded back. This is wild to me that this is where I'm at as far as, I said, hi, Chris, thank you for sharing the statistics. And when I was responding to this, I was literally in the car with a bunch of creators, and a lot of them, not all of them, had watched the story and knew what was happening. But I was talking to Patty Alonso, who is amazing. And Patty was like kind of helping me, like, how do I even say this? Like, what word should I use for this? Because I want to make sure that I'm clear. Thank you for sharing the statistics. These are the same statistics that I use in order to determine that Plano is predominantly white. There are no ethnicities that are a greater percentage than the percent of white people. Therefore, it is predominantly white. Saying all non-white people are one group is absolutely wild. That's the part that Patty helped me with because I couldn't think of the word. I was just like, saying that all non-white people are one group is ridiculous, is insane, is maddening, is like, I couldn't think, there were so many words flowing through my head. So Patty and I worked on absolutely wild. However, what I could have done, and this is true, is mention that there are many ethnicities that live in that area. When representing Plano in the future, I will be sure to mention that. Which I will, because it's different than an area that's like literally all white people. Like there are other people that live there that are not white. So that is something that I could and probably should have mentioned. So I will take that and I will move along with that. But just the way that Yeah, like you can say we are a diverse community, but don't claim you're not majority white. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And Vita Love says Muslims can be white. Yes, Jewish people can be white. Yes, Iranians are Caucasian. What is she on about? Yeah, there's a lot there to unpack. And I will have to look into like what like because I didn't know Iranians are Caucasian. Like I don't know enough about the word Caucasian to know. So I'm definitely going to look into that. And of course, Muslims can be white. Anybody of any religion can be of any color. And I'm technically by Jewish law Jewish. My mother is Jewish, therefore by Jewish law I am Jewish. Even though I have never practiced Judaism, my grandmother had a Hanukkah bush instead of a Christmas tree. Like, and Hanukkah was the only, we never celebrated Passover ever. We just lit the candles and did all of that. And in my family, we do the same thing. We do more now. We sing the prayers and for Hanukkah, but we don't celebrate Passover. But anyway, my point is I am very white. But in some places around the world, Jewish people are not seen as the same as other white people. Just like Italians are not seen the same as other white people in some white countries. So there is a level of racism there with Jewish people that around the world is different than it is here in the United States. So what is this one? Okay, that's something that I have to look at later. Okay, I'm getting more people sending me things. So that is the update on Ulta and what's happening there. I will keep my eye on it. It looks like it's going to be at least a little bit longer because Ulta is doing the discovery, but I'm looking at it every single like I will look at it before What's Up in Makeup next week and see if there are any updates. I'm really curious what's going to come out as far as the changing of the schedule and all of that because it sounds like that's probably the biggest part that Beth is against, saying that she didn't change the schedule. But if you see the screenshot, which I don't have here, I didn't prep that screenshot. It says that the arrival time was changed by management, and it was like let's say 3:45. It says like 3:46 or something like that. Anyway, we'll just have to wait and see. But as you know, my goal here is to be as accurate as possible. I'm gonna make mistakes because I'm a human being, but I try really hard to present everything accurately. And if I'm wrong, I will 100% always tell you when I'm wrong. That is the update on that. Okay. Any other things that you want to? Okay. So I want to add this in. Vital Love says exactly, Julie, because Hispanic is not a race. Hispanics are from Spain are white Caucasian. A lot of Mexicans are purely Spanish. Yeah. It's really, really interesting and complex, and I need to look more into it. Okay, Makeritaville. Okay, we have a beautiful super chat. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate you. We talk a lot about the loss of Makeup Alley eventually. It's a 26 part of internet makeup history. Yeah, we talked about it in last week's episode of What's Up in Makeup. So we did chat about that. And one thing that I think is really hard about the loss of Makeup Alley is that they are deleting everything. I was part of a community where they deleted everything, and it made me really sad to not be able to go back and see some of the old conversations that I had with people. These were people that we got together in meetups, and I'm sure there were a lot of really fun conversations that we had, but that community was deleted. So I think that's the saddest part about Makeup Alley is that all the conversations people had over the years, 26 years will be gone. So that's really sad. Thank you for updating, Anna. You are amazing. So I will keep you posted on all of that. All right. So the next story that I wanted to talk about is, I thought this was kind of interesting. Let's see if I can share my screen with you. Let's do this one. Is it this one? Yeah, here we go. Let's put this over here. Let me see where we're at here. There we go. Okay. So Ulta is going to have birthday parties now, which I thought was kind of interesting. Okay, hold on a second. I do want to clarify something. I see something here. Okay, so Allison says mostly means more than half. I would say 48% is not mathematically most. I think we would call this majority minority, but she's arguing really hard for that 2%. But you can't, this is the thing. If you can't put everybody, this is where it gets me, is you can't put everybody else together in one group. Like, you can't, if you have a pack of 10 crayons and 4 of them are red and 2 of them are green and 1 of them is blue and 1 of them is yellow, you know what I mean? And 1 of them is purple, you can still I have mostly red crayons. I have the majority red. You know what I'm saying? It's not red and all the other colors. I still have mostly red if there's 4 of them, and then there's less of all the other crayons. You know what I'm saying? I just, because that's the us versus them mentality that has seeped into our society, that you have white people and you have everybody else. And that's not okay. That's not right. That's not, if there were 48% Asian people and 23% white people, then it would be majority Asian. Would you say that 23, would you lump all the white people in with everybody else? Probably not, because that's what our society has told us, that white people are here and everybody else is here. And that's not okay. We need to change our mindset, because I think that it's something that just some things are so ingrained in us that we don't even realize that they're there. We don't even realize what we're doing. And I think having these conversations is so, so important. Okay. All right. Sorry. I think having these conversations is so, so important, because we need to recognize when we have these weird things in our brains and knock them out. Because we can all, especially white people, we can get things in our brain and not even realize that it's there. Like, for example, my husband and I were starting to watch The Biggest Loser documentary, and I was thinking about how I used to watch The Biggest Loser, and I liked that show. Like, what? How? Because I saw it as a celebratory thing, that people were doing something good for themselves. Like, what? And now looking back, it's like, how could I have thought that? And it's because that's what society was saying all around me. And it led me to have this terrible, terrible thought process. And over the years, I've changed that. But but it takes something like that show for me to remember, oh my gosh, like, that's what I used to think about losing weight. Like, so wrong, right? So I think that it's really important to have these conversations, point is, so that we can knock those thought processes out when we realize we have something that's not right. Yeah, Juliana says, I think saying the biggest group is white maybe helps. I wonder if it's just an issue with general literacy and comprehension. Yeah, but I think it's important to call a thing what it is. But it would help with people understanding better. You're absolutely right. But I do think that it's important to just say what it is. It's majority white, mostly white, as in not mostly Asian, not mostly Black, not mostly anything other than white. So yes, unlearning. Yeah, the real issue is that she was mocked and mistreated by the store's management. That is part of the real issue. I think that people don't want to be called racist, because I've read this somewhere that being called racist is like being called the N-word to some people. People take it like that. I don't know if I agree with that analogy, but it really hurts people to be called racist. So they will stand and defend, because looking inward is so incredibly painful to realize that maybe you had some of those beliefs. Most important thing is to self-reflect and knock those things out when we recognize them. And Mary says, oh my gosh, Biggest Loser was debunked 10 years ago. I'm not sure what you mean by the word debunked, but I'm sure it's been discussed how bad that show was for a very long time. I just hadn't revisited or thought about that show in a really long time. And ever, since that time, I've learned a lot, and I've talked to a lot of people, and I've gotten a lot of more perspectives. Yeah. So this is what's important, Marvelous Mel. Plano is diverse. It wasn't always as diverse as it is now. And I think that's what's important to share. And I think that's what the congressperson was saying, was that it's important to share that it is diverse, that there are a lot of other people other than white people that live there. And yeah, my favorite Japanese, just because there's a Japanese restaurant there doesn't mean it's diverse though, friend. Popular place for Muslim weddings because of the halal caterers. That's cool. That's cool. But a Japanese restaurant definitely would not make it diverse. So yeah. But anyway, okay. So I talked about that a little bit longer than I expected. So let's take just a quick little break, and then we'll go into the other news stories. So just very quickly, what's on my face today? Glaminatrix had sent over that really lovely PR box where I got to try some things from their line. So this is one that I was playing with today, the Barely Basic palette. So I want to swatch these for you because they're really great. These two shimmery shades. We'll do these four because this is really my look today. Just really, really beautiful. And I don't have space on my arms, so we'll just swatch them very quickly on the back of my hand. This shimmery guy is so gorgeous. Check it out. Like really beautiful. This one kind of starts to get a little closer to my skin tone, so you can't really see it, but it is pigmented. But yeah, the shift on those, this guy right here, the shift is really beautiful. So that's a thing. I also use, which I believe are still on sale, the Sigma Little Mermaid. The little clamshells are so freaking cute. These guys, I think these are still on sale for deep, deep discount. This is the highlighter and this is the blush. Here we go. And then on my lips today, and those were sent in PR, on my lips today is the Blend Bunny collaboration with Jordan Liberty. This is the shade Allegedly. Alleged. That's all that's on my lips today. Okay. So, yes, exactly, Erica. If people don't want to be called racist, I really feel people should behave that way. Absolutely. And I think that, Marvelous Mel says, go. Okay. No, I didn't mean that. They are all over, plus Chinese, Korean, etc. They also have Japanese grocery stores. Okay. You're talking about people, that there are Japanese people. Yeah, and it looked like that there was 23% Asian, which 1 in 4-ish people is a lot of people. Definitely not a majority though. Yeah, very cool. Okay, yeah, I can swatch the highlighter for you. Absolutely, Cynthia. It's really pretty. So it's on my cheeks. I don't know if you can see it. It's very light on my skin tone, but I would imagine it'll show up more on other skin tones. But you see how it just kind of blends into the skin? It's not super loud. It's just like a little bit. It looks a little scarier than it is on my skin tone. But yeah, no problem. So yeah, let's hear about these Ulta birthday parties. I'm with you, Juliana. Let's Ulta birthday parties. It is important to talk about those things, but we also don't want to beat it too hard. Okay. All right. So Ulta birthday parties. I think that that's kind of odd. Let's share this screen. So this one was the one I was showing you. Ulta, you can now host birthday parties. Let me see, where did it go? That's not the one. Darn it. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Point Click. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Point Click Vibes says you can book in store, choosing between 75 or 90 minutes of beauty fun, complete with mini skincare sessions, makeovers, and personalized salon extras like accent braids, tinsel, highlights, or curls. Each guest leaves with a curated gift bag full of beauty goodies, $100 value. Holy crap, this sounds expensive. And the birthday star scores a 20% off coupon for their next visit. Best part, you can bring your own snacks and drinks and cake. Ulta handles all the glam. So, keeping the employees in my thoughts and prayers. These are the comments. I work at Ulta and haven't heard of this. Someone says working lush parties was the worst. Godspeed for the Ulta employees. Peyton says, can we make them 21 plus so I'm not tripping over a million children? Adult Chuck E. Cheese, cute. I'm guessing this will be select stores. Somebody says no. If only I had friends obsessed with Ulta as me. Now tell me my birthday was last month. Now you tell me my birthday was last month and it sucked because I only received second-degree burns on both hands. Oh my gosh. And this is so cute. So the question is this for adults or for children? I don't know. Let's see another from the Ulta website. So this is, here we go. Share that one. Okay. Birthdays happen here. Besties, skincare, makeup, styling, candles. Plan your perfect beauty party. Guided skincare sessions, pretty much the same thing. And it looks like they're looking at teenagers. So there's teenagers here. You see Bubbles, Starface. It's definitely targeting teenagers. Planner must be 21 or older to book. At least 4 guests. Pricing is $42 per guest. And they get a $100 gift bag. That sounds nice. Okay. Don't forget the party basics like plates, napkins, utensils, and candles. Okay. Interesting. So it looks like they're mostly targeting teenagers, which I imagine would be fun. I don't hate this. I don't know. How do you all feel about it? I don't hate it. Yeah, it's going to be hell for associates. I can see it coming in as a retail worker who works in a place where people just pop up birthday parties with no notice and some mess. It seems like you have to schedule it. I know the besties thing cracks me up. So it's not terribly priced. $42 a person is not bad, like at all. Because I remember even doing the like the jump parties that I used to do for my kids. They were expensive. I feel like they were somewhere around there, and they didn't provide gift bags. So yeah, and it's up, minimum of 4 people, so that's not bad. Hi, Anna. Okay, so Anna is one of my new besties. We spent a lot of time together at Creators and Friends. Go check out Anna's Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. There is a YouTube channel, but mostly blowing up on Instagram and TikTok. The most beautiful looks, especially for hooded eyes. If you have hooded eyes and just want fun personality, lovely, lovely human, go check out Anna on Instagram and TikTok. Happy to see you here, friend. Okay. So that's kind of interesting. I figured I would let you know. We also have update from Goop. Let's go into there with Goop. Goop winds down budget beauty line as Target partnership ends. How about that? How about them apples? Stop it, screen. Okay. Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop is discontinuing its mass market beauty brand, Good Clean Goop, less than 2 years after launch following the end of its retail partnership with Target. So Ulta has pulled from Target. Goop is pulling from Target. If they were, this is my opinion, if they had a lot of sales, they would still be there. If they felt like it was financially good for them, they would still be there. Introduced in 2023 and positioned under $40 US, Good Clean Goop was sold at Target and on Amazon, offering an accessible entry point compared to Goop's premium price skincare. The line struggled to gain traction, with reports placing it in the bottom 15% of Target's beauty brands. Target ended its exclusivity earlier this year, and Goop confirmed the phase-out, citing a strategic focus on its core business. The move follows a series of pivots for the company, including layoffs in 2024, while its main Goop beauty line recently expanded through a partnership with Ulta Beauty, because the more expensive stuff they're going to sell. The why. The closure highlights the challenges luxury wellness brands face in scaling down for the mass market and signals Goop's decision to double down on higher end beauty, its strongest revenue driver, rather than pursuing a budget segment where traction proved limited. So are you surprised? I am not. I feel like young people don't know who Gwyneth Paltrow is. I feel like that is very much a Gen X millennial thing to be fans of Gwyneth Paltrow. Of course, boomers as well, but I feel like Gwyneth Paltrow was like our people, Gen X. She's Gen X. I don't feel like she ever really was targeting boomers. It was like Gen X millennials, mostly us, the Gen Xers. And I don't think, I'm sure she still has lots of fans, but it's been a while since Gwyneth Paltrow was known for anything other than the clean beauty stuff. Not surprised. I'm not surprised. Anna says Goop's budget beauty is still $20 per item. Whose budget is that? Right, exactly. Right. Lori says, I will never forget their suggestion of the $2,000 sweater as a must-have. Yeah, there's definitely a perspective thing there. In shocked Pikachu face. Hetty says Gen Z will know her as Iron Man's girlfriend. Yeah. Most likely. Yes. Tyler says, I saw this one first in Glee and thought she was cool. Then I saw her candle. Well, this is cool, but weird. She had that candle that smelled like her vagina, which was excellent marketing. Yeah, her daughter's name is Apple. That's a thing. As far as the Lemmy Gummies lawsuit, I did see that, but I didn't read into it, so I can't speak on it. But I did see that it existed, and I did see they're releasing immunity gummies soon for the winter, which I would imagine is just going to be vitamin C. So yeah, and then the funny part about it wasn't funny. It's not funny because the thing of Gwyneth Paltrow got sued for the vagina candle. Did you know that? She got sued because the candle exploded. Person accused said that their candle exploded. The vagina candle exploded. It was a man who had bought it. Can't say why, but he bought it and it exploded and he sued them. I don't remember what happened at the end, but that happened. Oh, shoot. Okay, sorry. I have I have a malware on this computer that I click off of, and every once in a while I misclick and accidentally open the link. Okay, I need to take care of that. Okay. Okay, we're talking about Louis Vuitton. I consider the Louis Vuitton stunt makeup stuff mostly made to be talked about, like the clear foundation in 2020. Oh, Becca's clear foundation. Yeah, that was a thing. Yeah, I heard there's some drama. I didn't watch the whole video, but drama between Jeffree Star and James Charles over the Louis Vuitton makeup. That James said it wasn't good and Jeffree said it was good. I also saw that Jeffree's going off on more transphobic nonsense. I didn't dig deep into it though, because of course he is. Of course he is. We should not be shocked. All right, next thing. Where is the... Oh, okay. Not that one. Oh, there's another one I wanted to share with you. Not this one. What is happening? Hold on a second. Where's the... Did I not link it? Oh, crud. Okay, Nudestix got sold. That was one that I hyped up, so I want to make sure we talk about that. Okay. So those, oh, I know why. Because both of the links that I found were behind a paywall, and I think that it's against my my pay to share the actual article. So WWD has an article, Business of Fashion has an article. So I'm just going to read you some things, some selections, instead of showing you the screen, because I don't think I'm allowed to do that. Let's see. Acquired by a US-based private firm. Details about the transaction, including the new parent company, were not disclosed. Operational marketing support. They want to drive sales across Ulta Beauty's footprint, said the co-founder, Jenny Frankel. A bunch of operational shifts that saw Nudestix limit its marketing and inventory buys, but the acquisition signals a new path of growth. A person with knowledge of the brand's finances estimated annual revenue at around $30 million. I'm honestly shocked they sell that much. Multiple sources characterize the business as distressed prior to the sale. So I wonder if it's similar to an ABH thing where they took out loans, but I don't know. I didn't realize they were still that popular. Are they popular on TikTok? The brand received a majority investment from private equity firm Alliance Consumer Growth isn't in 2015 as an unusually long 10-year hold for the firm and additional funding from the actors Hilary Duff and Chelsea Handler in 2019. So they are mentioning that they did get an investment for 10 years and that would end in 2025. So it does sound like they took out too big of a loan similar to ABH. And isn't that the same one that ABH? Alliance Consumer Growth. Normally I would do this off camera, but I'm just super curious if that's the same one. Let me see. Did not invest in. Okay. It was TPG Capital. Okay. It's not the same one. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm just reading random things. Okay. Dogwalker97. If Nudestix doesn't have warehouses in the US, tariffs could be a factor too. That's true. I would imagine they do. They've been around too long not to have some kind of warehouse in the US. FD says, honestly, wish people would stop doing lives. They're so painful to watch and get through, even though I want the info, but the stopping and starting is awful. Sorry. I'll put all this stuff in WhatsApp and makeup. So if you don't want to watch the live, that's totally fine. I mean, this information will probably show up in WhatsApp and makeup next week if you want to wait. Sorry. Put it on double speed. And now YouTube has triple speed. So that's another option as well. Okay, so this is a great question. Ciara says, is not announcing the company a normal thing to do? I don't see that very often. Usually they do say who has acquired them. So I'm very, very curious. Super curious. So that's a thing. And then this was the last one I wanted to share with you. This one I can share with you. This actually, this really surprised me. Okay, let me pull it down. Okay. Oh, okay. Primarily Pure reported to U.S. Consumer Protection Agency after inquiry response failure. Okay, so do you guys remember this one? Let me see. Oh, wait, that's not it. Do you remember the Primarily Pure ad? Where is it? Sorry. This is the way lives are. Or you can wait. I just got home and did not get a chance to do this as a show because it takes a lot of time. Okay, this is what it looked like. Where did it go? Oh, hold on. It's not. Okay, I can just show you this is behind a paywall, but I'll just show you the headline. Oh, come on. Sorry. And it gets worse. As it gets worse. We'll just share that. So you remember the ad, this one, that said that The sun isn't poison, but your sunscreen is. That's the one we're talking about. That's the ad. Because now I'm all like, I need to rush, and it's making me go slower. Because now I'm all like, I need to go faster. Okay. Oh, there it was. That was what I was trying to share with you. This one. And now, you see how much slower I'm going now? Because now I'm self-conscious about it. Okay. Here it is. Okay. This one we can read together. The National Advertising Division challenged the skincare brand's advert claims, which stated its Primarily Pure sun cream was safer alternative to conventional sunscreens. Primarily Pure has been referred to the U.S. Federal Trade Commission after failing to respond to an inquiry by the National Advertising Division. The California-based skincare business is facing a review and possible enforcement action for failure to submit a substantive response to implied claims in its online advertising. NAD challenged advert claims for the brand's Primarily Pure sun cream, including a statement that said it is a safer alternative to conventional sunscreens. Primarily Pure claimed these conventional sunscreens have toxic ingredients that have adverse health effects, according to NAD. NAD added in a statement, despite numerous outreach attempts, Primarily Pure failed to respond to NAD's inquiry, and therefore NAD has referred the matter to the appropriate government agency. So they went to the teacher, and the teacher didn't respond, so they went to the principal. In this case, the FTC, and to the platforms on which Primarily Pure's advertising appeared, and NAD has a reporting relationship, because NAD is not a government agency. It's like a watchdog group. The news follows Ultraviolet pulling its lean screen mineral mattifying sunscreen SPF 50 from shelves after new tests found a pattern of inconsistency, which we talked about, but that's unrelated, because that billboard came out first and the Ultraviolet stuff came out second. So that's not accurate. It follows, this news does follow it though. I see what they're saying, but I hope that doesn't give a timeline inaccuracy, because that's not related to this at all. The billboard came out first, then the Choice thing on Ultraviolet. Then Ultraviolet realized that Choice had something there, and now this is coming out. I think the reason why they're bringing up Ultraviolet is because Ultraviolet had a campaign that was directly mocking Primarily Pure. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. So we'll see how that goes, because it doesn't mean that the FTC is going to take it up. It doesn't mean the FTC is going to do anything about it. It just means that they've been reported. So I thought that was kind of interesting. All right. So the other thing I want to mention is that before we go, is that Tati was kind enough to send her brushes over. I have them upstairs. So I was thinking about doing a first impression review this week, and just opening the bags, showing them to you up close, kind of giving you a first impression. I did have some family news, some personal news I was going to share with you this week, but that's been delayed. Basically, I'm just waiting for a couple of pieces that are out of my control to fall into place before I share that news with you. And I don't feel comfortable sharing it to the masses unless I know 100% that those pieces are going to fall into place. So that has now been postponed. And now I'm going to do a review of Tati's brushes first impression, which I'm really excited about. And I'm so thankful that Tati sent those brushes over to me. And she knows, she even said in the DM, I know how brutal you can be. So I'm kind of nervous, but I will promise I always try to be fair. That's the thing, especially when it comes to reviews of products. I'll tell you what I like. I'll tell you what I don't like. And we'll see, but she sent over all of them. So I'll get to show you all of them up close and personal. I won't be using all of them on camera. I'll be picking and choosing. But as far as like touching them and showing them and feeling them and the weight, I'm really curious about how the weight's going to feel compared to other brushes. And maybe we'll even weigh it to see the weight difference and so you can really know stuff like that that I want to share with you because I know there's a lot of curiosity surrounding them. I'm really sad they didn't come before Creators and Friends. Tati had said that they were going to come on Friday, which meant I could have brought them to Creators and Friends and got the opinion of all of those creators, but unfortunately they didn't come until I think Saturday or I don't know. I don't know when they came, to be honest. They weren't there when my husband checked on Friday night, Saturday morning. So, yeah. But I'm really excited to share that with you. So that's what's going to be coming up next. The personal news is good news, but also news that makes me nervous. And yeah, so it's not bad news. It's not bad news. That's all I'm going to say. It's not bad. It's not something that I'm not sick or, you know, my kids aren't sick. My husband's not sick. My family's not sick. So that's good. But it is something that I need to share with you once these pieces fall into place. So no worries. It's nothing you need to worry about, I should say. And either way, I'll share it with you. It's just I want to make sure I know which way it's going before I share it. I'm pretty sure it's going one way, but I want to make sure for 100%. But yeah, I'm really excited to share them with you. And yeah, Tati's brushes remind me of Rose and Ben's brushes. Yeah, especially the angled one, the one that's like almost looks like a thumb. That's very Rose and Ben to me. But and actually, I might even have that Rose and Ben brush that they had sent over. I have one of the Rose and Ben brushes, but I think it's a face brush. I don't think it's the same one. So we'll see. Oh my gosh, oh wait, hold on a second. Where is it? This one. Rowan says, I can't wait for Angie's brand Singe new release. Yeah, Angie teased us like crazy over that. Anna, that was here earlier, got to see a lot of it. And of course, Samantha March got to see a lot of it, but we did not get to see it, unfortunately. So we did get teased a lot. And I did get the agate palette. She gave those out, and I got some new Singe brushes that I hadn't tried yet. So I'll be sharing those with you, I'm sure. But we will see. We will see. I'm very excited. All right. It is almost time to go. Is there anything else you all wanted to chat about before we go? Julie says, I ordered them, but I haven't received them yet. But I legitimately have not bought any decent brushes in 2 years. So I felt justified in the purchase. Yeah. And I think that's one thing that's hard because brushes are something that don't expire and you don't use them up, but also they're universal. So you can have more than one set of brushes, but also a lot of us, especially people that have been following Tati for a long time, we have a lot of brushes. So I would be curious, which I'm not going to ask. I would never ask like how the sales went, but I'm curious how the initial sales went. Very curious. One really important point that I did get wrong. Well, I didn't get it wrong, but something I didn't think about was when I talked about how Details by Tati had over 300,000 followers. What I didn't realize is it appears that Tati took Tati Beauty's Instagram and changed it to Details by Tati. So that's why they have so many followers. I don't believe that they are new followers. I think that they are holdovers from Tati Beauty, which makes a lot of sense because this is the reinvention of Tati Beauty. But 300,000 followers off the jump was probably not accurate. Like, I don't think that those are brand new followers because of Details by Tati, which is what I was thinking at the time when I did the piece. So that's just another perspective that I've changed since then. But yeah. Okay, I think there's some people that are catching up on the other talk, and we kind of already discussed the things that are being mentioned. Rose and Ben brushes are really good. They work so well between powders and creams. They really are. They're fantastic brushes. Really, really good. Oh, she did talk about her sales in the most recent live. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to check that out. Oh, you're so welcome, Vita Loves. Thanks, Jen, for everything you do. Even when I don't always agree with you, I like your professionalism and fair-minded approach. You rock. And I'm always evolving my opinions. Like I'm never like I've learned to never be stuck in an opinion. Well, there are some opinions I'm pretty stuck in when it comes to like human rights and stuff like that, but I'm always tweaking things here and there as I learn new things. So yeah, I'm very open to other perspectives when it comes to me not understanding something completely because it's a life I've never lived and things like that. But yeah, you're very welcome. I try. I try. And nobody's ever going to agree with everybody on everything, right? All right. I should probably just pop off here. We're pretty much done, but thank you all so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed live chat. And yeah, it is a different format and I wish that I could move faster. I get the thing is I get that critique. Like I understand it and I respect that critique. And it's fair. It's fair. Like it does move slower in a live stream. it's 100% fair, but I will put this in an edited video, all this stuff. So if you couldn't bear the silences, um, yeah, I'll put it'll end up. And there's also now ways to easily edit live streams to cut out all the pauses and put highlights. So that could be something that I could look into in the future so that it's not just the live. Like maybe, well, see, then we lose the chat. If I delete the live, we lose the chat. Unless they put up an edited version and delete the live. But anyway, I'll think about it off camera. Thank you all so much. Mad love to you. Have a wonderful week. I will see you on Friday for the first impression review of Details by Tati, and then Sunday for What's Been Makeup. All right, mad love. I'll see you soon. Bye.